Hey guys, this is Happy Timber 67 here. Um, Today I'm going to be doing like a video on just showing you some scary stuff, like just on a website, like basically some horror facts and yeah. So just bear with me, guys. I'll be doing this right now. So horror history. Um, And yeah, so basically, horror history. It's basically just like all this sort of old horror history sort of stuff, like what would it be? Um, so like this website here, it's called filmmakingridge.com. Sorry if this is going to be a bit of a random stream, but it's just how it is. So, so basically, stop fucking that. There you can't. So yeah, I'll just read some of this. So basically, this is called A Brief History of Horror. So because that's like the olden day. I think this is like a video, but I'm not gonna watch it because I'll probably wreck the stream. But I don't know what that video is. Seems a bit weird to be honest. So I'll read this out. Hold on a sec. My computer's being very fucking slow. That seems to be like an old black and white sort of horror or something. The Haunted Castle, 1896 George Mental silent film. That's the skeleton from it, the dancing skeleton. Um, I'll read this though. The roots of the horror. So basically, this horror history of horror is a advanced and perhaps full-handed thing to tangle. No matter how hard you should try, there are films and horror sub genres that will slide through the cracks. But horror is somewhat unique among the film genres that there is a recognizable pattern that happens again and again. A film will come along and an audience capturing their imaginations and making bank. Filmmakers flock to the cash cow like vampires' blood, which leads to sequel and miniatures, which sometimes better than the other, but eventually the sequels run out of time and the subgen tried by the original smash hit fades into memory, lacking into the corners of history, waiting to be recon recovered and reborn. This procedure is commonly referred to as circle, although other genres behave similarly. The unique appeal of horror from its low budget requirements to broad multi-nation appeal make horror especially susceptible to this boom and fade circles. But as you look at how the genre changes over time, we must not think of the history of horror as being a rigid one way. New films borrow from old films all the time, constraint remix of subgenres and new te- techniques to make something for the convenient culture. So, who did the first horror movie film? Monsters, murderers, demons, and beasts have been all around since ancient ghost stories told around campfires since we learned how to talk. But the roots of filmed horror were an instant of a genre of literature that got its start in the late 1700s Gothic horror delivered by writers in both Great British and the United States. The Gothic part of the name reveals to medieval buildings that these stories took place, which of the old castle on a dark and stormy night, recently forests, dungeons, and secret passageways. So basically, it was all bringing back in those days. Like that's when it's basically started. Like how they had like all like the basically the horror freaks and just like that music that they played and how it was in black and white and how like it's just so funny, you know, like nowadays it's so different. It's not black and white anymore. He edited a lot of stuff to a lot of horror movies now. They put a lot more into it. Well, back in the days it was so different. There wasn't much talking back in the days. It was basically just some music playing, like the creepy sort of horror music. These are back like this is one of the old people in the horror history, like Mary Shelley, Bram Stoker, and Edgar Allan Poe. They were some famous Gothic writers. That's what it basically says. So they wrote some of the horror stuff, which is quite interesting because I didn't know about that, eh? But basically, now I'm up to this part. It's called the horror in the silent era. It was from the Gothic literature that the first horror films found inspiration, and why not? The genre was popular in both books and fit at the time, although the term horror did not come into use for films until 1930s. Oh, so it didn't come back into the 700s, it came into now. Also came back in the 90s and 80s, I think, yeah. Well, I guess I might be right, I don't know. Might be not. Early filmmakers and film considered showed as an interest in the I don't know what that says, guy Maccabee as event in the Shipit of a spook tale from 1895 created by the brothers. A spook tale, so that's like an old 80s classic. Yeah, it's black and white back then, it should be alright. So I'm going to just play this. See what it's like. Only goes for 40 seconds, guys. It's pretty weird. Oh yeah, so basically it's just like showing like the puppet sort of thing when they hold by the strings, the characters and stuff. You can't really see the strings, but there's like you can see it just enough. How they got it like through the bone parts, like they all just because each string is off a different bone, and that's how they make it fall apart like that because there's all a bunch of strings together. Don't make any sense. That's actually quite clever how they did that in the 80s, eh? Yeah. Now I'll watch this one here. Yeah, so I'll just watch this one here. This goes for 3 minutes and 19 seconds, so hopefully it's good. Oh, so in this they use puppet sort of thing as well, in the black and white thing. Yes. They used a lot of editing like this one point at a time, like a book. How you open it, there's like this cartoon, you flip it, and it changes each time you flip a page real fast. Oh, this is really cool. And you know, this is all based on this big stage audience. Like a whole big stage. They just play on that. That is awesome. It's actually pretty cool how they did that. Like, yeah. Yeah. All this acting, it was so terrible back in the day, but Still alright though. Alright, so now I'm just going to go on to the next one and then I might stop. I don't know. But it's Germany. Expression Nations was a style of cinema that, so the expression, the over realistic depictions of reality, starting off as a rising movement through Europe. German filmmakers and artists developed this unique style into a culture that was a resort of empire in place during World War One. Without the influx of an already internationally powerful Hollywood, the German college film industry grew quite quickly in creativity. A concept of German industries came together and convicted the Germany military of the importance of a German film unit. This would become the Universum Film, whatever the name is, the UFA. But by the time the company was operational, Germany had lost the war, and the UFA turned its goals to producing films for the proof. On the slate in 1919 was a film written by Cole Mayer and Hans Jovit, which Robinville set direct. Recent would be a film that would go on to be the greatest granddaddy of all horror films, The Cabin of Dr. Carlucci. So that was like another sort of one, but it was back in the Germany, and the Germans actually made this horror film, which was black and white as well. And that was set in World War II, so that's quite amazing. I didn't know that they made them back during those days. That's actually quite a long time. That's probably over by 80 years now. I don't know, maybe probably even more, but yeah. Right, the next one is in a few years after when public electricity was still good, German industries were left power on a great basics. UFA had used up almost all their that year, so the filmmakers decided to paint the shadows on the set rather than try to create them with electric light. Oh, that's actually cool. How they painted it. They painted it on just like a whole big board instead of doing it on set. So they actually had a more creative way back then. And then they probably would take the slight pictures of it, each one, and then slowly just move it quickly so it feels like it's on the same scene. If you get what I mean. And yeah, what else? I'll read this one here. The technical combined with the sharp edges and between created an unforgettable look that expanded German Russians both and coming up. So this movie here, I have seen it. It's called the Expression of Horror Films with the Golem. How could we get into the world in the world? No. But I have seen this. I don't remember what it's called, but it's got a creepiness to it. It's very creepy indeed, and this is basically just all set back like in the 18s and the 80s and the 90s. Real old stuff, you know. This basically the Curse of Frankenstein. I haven't seen the original to it, but it looks alright. I probably wouldn't watch it. I might do. Oh, there's also The Shining, which was good. That psycho person in it. Always ended on trying to kill people. Texas Chainsaw. I haven't seen that for a while. Halloween. Don't know if I've seen that. But it's just all these Evil Dead. It's just all these good shows, you know. They're so old, but they're so good, you know. Like, just check out this 28 Days Later, bloody Shaun of the Dead, 2004 movie, Zombie Hangout. Bloody, there's just so much stuff. Oh, there's even like a quiz off it. Oh yeah, I'll check that out. It's so fucking funny. Right, so I'm going to start the quiz. Basically, it's like a history of horror quiz. This is a quiz to test your confidence or lesson the history of horror. Test your knowledge on the history of horror. This quiz tests your nations or the lesson the history of horror. Alright guys, let's see this. Alright, so the first question. The pattern of boom fade out in the horror game can probably to as what? Horror practice, horror circle, horror sister, season, horror pattern. To be honest, I'm gonna go with horror pattern. Which of these authors did not work in the Gothic history and the term would have come into use in the 1930s. What were the first silent films called? I know that for a fact. Magazine movies. Question. Who adopted Melson? You know what? Fuck it. Well, I hope you guys you know what else I'm gonna do? I'm going to Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this stream and you have a good night. Peace out. Happy Tim67 here. Signing out. Do review once.